As far as launch day, we're looking at the launch day of Tuesday, which is the 30th, and then being 6 p.m. EST. And that is definitely something to focus on and know that we will be doing that. That's going to be pretty set in stone. It may change slightly, but 6 p.m. after talking to Jack is definitely what we're going to be going for. And then moving forward, something that we're going to be doing is focusing on like seasons, which is essentially like a global narrative for stuff in the city. There could be characters in the city that may just be perma characters that would be just around for a couple of things, and then it'll impact the server as a whole, meaning that the city's going to be ever changing, whether it's businesses, buildings, etc, all of that. So it's always going to feel like the city is constantly moving. There's going to be something constantly for everyone to kind of have as a thought in the back of their mind, whether that leads to an event that could end up happening or, something along those lines. There's just so many different things that we can do. And if you have any ideas that you'd like to bring forward for like global narrative, that would be great for the entire server as a whole. Definitely feel free to do that. The last thing I want to touch on, because we're trying to keep this very short and sweet for everybody, is remaining focused on transparency with the community. We're happy to take your ideas, not only just about global narrative, but what you want to see in the server. Say there's something that is not in there that you think, is really good and could potentially help the server health entirely. Don't be afraid to reach out to those. I know Dan's already talked about that, but definitely that is something that we want. And we want to be sure to be transparent with you guys so you know exactly what we're doing, what we're working on, and how we're going to get there to that point. And last but certainly not least, we want to bring the community together in that regard. Keeping things tight, bringing in more players because of the quality of role play that we have and the stories that are being told. And that is going to be a main focus. Is the new update actually like 1.2 or 1.0 and 2.0? We'll answer that here in just a few. But as far as that is concerned, I'm good for what I have. Jack, if you'd like to go ahead and say what you wanted to say earlier, be good for everybody, and then we can take questions.
Yeah, sure. Just wanted to bring up the some things that people were saying in the chat. Um, Look, guys, whatever people did, okay, in the past can be forgiven. This is not something that we need to dwell on. This is a roleplay server. Can we please just move on from that? Secondly, is this new update actually like 1.0 or 2.0? A lot of the well, we wanted to make it uh, sort of like 2.0 and some of the crime because I think everyone kind of had a lot of fun. Um, during 2.0, and 2.0 was sort of like, I guess, our prime, right? So we do want to sort of bring some of those aspects back. You will feel a little bit of that, although a lot of it has sort of been like upgraded or built upon. And then this is also a full release as well. So this is not like a soft launch or anything like that. Sorry, it's also 5 a.m. for me, so if someone wants to take over.
All I'm gonna say about something like that, just in life, man, do your own investigation. Look into things. Don't take it as face value. That's all I'm gonna say. um, like I said, look into things for yourself. Don't take what your friend says as truth. But yeah, I know it's random, but there's some people understand what I'm saying for a reason. Always two sides. Yep. Anyways, I'm not gonna dwell on that. Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Like Pon said, I can smell pizza, man. It's eating me alive.
I'm literally willing to answer any questions as well.
Yes. Obviously not here, but yeah.
Yeah.
Optimized. I mean, find out in character.
Oh, bring Remy in because we have she wants to speak
Absolutely
on
not.
some business stuff.
Hold on. Let me find them. Find them. Sorry. If anybody else can find them faster than me, please do, because I am
Yeah, if
apparently
I sound
born
tired, if I sound tired as hell,
here.
guys, it's like time zone difference. Obviously, I was a lot better in the EU meeting, but
A long
Okay,
day.
can I be
All right.
heard?
A
Hello?
long week. Yo.
hello.
Okay, perfect. So, for those in currently audience, I help with the business stuffs. So right now, the business committee is looking for people who are interested in running businesses. We've got a few that are set up that just need management slash ownership. So if you've been helping out the community, and you are interested, hit me up. I'd love to hear from you. That's really all I have to say.
All right, perfect. Huncho, to answer your
Yes.
question, we're not wanting war to happen in the server within like the first week or anything like that. You know, we're wanting people to build their gangs up along those lines. As far as like people that are arena shooters, they're just coming in and trying to shoot all the time. They will not be tolerated. People are expected to role play because it's a role play server above all else. You know, people that just want to do that are a detriment to the server as a whole. And again, you know, if people have wars that they do, then they have wars, you know, but there needs to be a RP reason for that, not just something silly, you know?
Yeah, kind of to address that, we had a like during our last launch, we had a lot of people sort of I guess I would say whitelisted or still had the whitelisted role. And I think that most of them they came into the city and just started shooting because like their friends were in a gang and like they just wanted to come in and just mess with somebody and just I don't know. It was just ridiculous. I think we had like some people from the arena server. Just I could go on about like 10 different things, 10 different situations that went on that just didn't make any sense. And so going forward, we're gonna be pretty strict on that. If you're here to just constantly start wars because like you have an ego with like your crew is like you know like you just have a big ego and you just want to like shoot people and just troll and all this stuff and we just won't have it.
So to answer your question, Typer, or at least not answer, but to reiterate on top of what you're saying, it's okay for people to, you know, have their crews and stuff along those lines, but you know, it's always good to have an idea of like, you know, talk to your friends, you know, if that's the case and your guys are going to be playing here, of just being like, you know, well, say we went to jail and we lost everything, or you know something happened where you're starting from scratch, where you still have that loyalty, that camaraderie, all of those things, but there's an RP reason why you're starting over, you know, instead of just thinking you're the top dogs or whatever. You know, just having that RP goal, because goals are what keep people around. It keeps people focused and it keeps giving them something to do and a reason to log into the server. So you know, inspire, you know, that kind of thought process to your friends in that way and be like, "Hey, you know, I had this idea. What do you guys think?" And you guys can just kind of play off of that a little bit.
So yeah, I did close the gang Discord. Um, at the end of the day, we did start it up, but at the end, you know, we just don't think that it does as much good. Like I know it sort of brought some people together, but I would rather that all be in character. I know most people have their own gang Discord anyway, uh, which you know for the most part we don't allow. So we want to just keep the just keep everything IC.
We're going to be focusing on having something for the gang leaders, just so it makes like communication a little bit easier and forward in that regard. But outside of that, you know, the old established way, because Foster wanted it to be gone, is gone, at least for the meantime. So, yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions? Yes, this is everything's gonna be wiped. This will be brand new. And another thing to remember, guys, is that at the end of the day, we're all adults here. You know, we all just want to role play, tell stories with our friends, acquaintances, tell stories with the community. We want to have something that, 2 years from now, maybe you're not even role playing, but you can look back on it and think, man, you had some really dope times and some really cool stories with, the stuff that I did there. So, let's focus on those types of things and have a positive mentality for that.
And I said earlier, like this update is going to be, I mean, it's massive. I think we're up to like 10,000. We're up to like 10,000 commits now on GitHub. I think when the last like when we shut down, we're at about 6,000. So like in terms of just code, we've essentially doubled, and just only features mostly. So and bug fixes and all these various things. So there's definitely a lot to do now. I think people are gonna have a really good experience. And now we're just at a really good foundation now where we can grow, and I hope everyone has a good time.
Are there any more questions, guys? Yes, this is a full hard launch that's going to be happening on Tuesday. It's not a soft launch, it is a full launch. And Foster, do you want them remembering everything but like beef and dropping the beef and stuff like that? Or what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I mean, as we've always done it, you're gonna remember everything. I mean, you can't just forget your friends, right? But just drop the beef, just start over.
Matt, yes, there is crime, civilian jobs. There's so much. Be sure to check out the trailer that was just put out a little bit earlier. It'll explain a lot of that. There's so many different things. I promise you, you're not going to have a reason to get bored because there's literally there's so much that I have worked, like with they've had us just testing crazy amounts of stuff over the past 3 weeks. They have just gone above and beyond, truly. Character progression is just storytelling in that regard. So, always growing, always having that progression is just a thing, regardless.
So I know on the last quote soft launch, we had like a period where you couldn't do crime. Well, here in this launch, this hard launch, this official launch, just as long as PD can give the okay, we want to make sure that at least they're set up before people do crime. But for the most part, I'm cool with this. As long as PD is cool, then at least within like probably like 2 or 3 days, I think PD will be able to get set up. Obviously, you need PD just to be there to have the numbers, the cop numbers. Otherwise, you can't do certain jobs. So we don't want you to have to wait another week or 2 weeks or anything like that. So
Right. We want to give you that content, for the streamers,
Yeah.
for whatever. We want to give you that chase. We want to give you that interaction. But all I can ask is we need time to set up our roles, right? That's easy. It shouldn't take very long, but people need to get their bearings back. We've been gone for a minute, get their loadout, stuff like that. It shouldn't take more than a couple hours for us to figure that out and get everybody in, get them squared away, uniform, stuff like that. But just remember that people are gonna have to remake their characters, I believe, and there's just gonna need to be a little bit of downtime. So if you get to a point where you like rob like X amount and there's like no cops at all, kind of just do me a favor and kind of like think that through. Like maybe they're, we're trying to iron. The first 24 hours are gonna be a little rough, but we're not gonna. We don't want to put a hard limit on that. We should be able to get in the server an hour early to take care of that stuff. But worst case scenario, just give us, give us some time.
Yeah, and Ken, as far as the music scene and everything goes, I'm already
Please.
talking to a bunch of people and all that, so definitely be on the lookout because that stuff will be happening.
I got to dip out. I love y'all. We'll see you Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Yeah,
enjoy your
so
pizza, bro. Don't let it get cold.
don't be afraid to
Just
reach
go.
out. You know,
Just don't go.
okay. Well, you get my spiel. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, yeah. I got you.
I gotta put
I'll
ranch in
take
my
care of it
pizza.
for you. Guys, he loves you. He'll see you Tuesday. He wants you to reach out to him no matter what. If you think it, if you feel uncomfortable about something, if, whatever it may be, reach out to Dan. That's what he's here for. That's what I'm here for. The main thing is for having the community, to be tight and to, just for everybody to have fun. So, yes, Dan.
I just randomly glanced over here to see if anybody made fun of my ranch comment. DOJ, I will be in contact in the next 24 to 48 hours to have a little chat with you guys. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I'll ping you guys tonight and see if we can get a chat going. But that I just saw that, so I'm going now. Goodbye.
All right. Jack, do you want to answer that question about Prio?
What's the priority for Leo?
No, no, no. It says new here, so please forgive me, but I knew some servers have prio spots, etc. I didn't see that here, so everyone here has the same prio level and getting here, it looks. And obviously that's not the case, but you can explain that real quick for us.
Sure. I mean, the realistic thing is SV has not been around for a while. We know what our numbers are. We know we're not going to be hitting 300, 400 numbers, large queues like we used to, like during COVID. It's not like that. So everyone, I'm sure, will have a slot. Maybe won't have to right away worry about prio, but as we grow, I'm sure, you know, uh, I mean, the thing what we want to do is we want to make sure, like, going in, we don't want to just open up at 300 slots. We want to make sure we're at, a good like 150, 200 slots, and then going for going forward, just sort of reward the people who are role playing, and actually putting in their like the effort. So the people who want to support SV and just want to, I don't know, just do something in the city to make a difference. Those are the people that we're gonna be looking at. I realize this Discord has been around for about 5 years now. There's 16,000 people, but I mean, it's all a mix of people. So we're digging through it, making sure we have the people who want to be here. So that's what I'm looking for. So if you're wanting to put yourself out there and make a difference, we don't have any problem giving you some sort of priority to get in. That's the honest truth.
We also want to focus on quality over quantity as well. Quality role play, quality, people that are willing to put that effort, like he said, into the role play to make it matter. Because if you're trying to tell stories and other people see that, then they're willing to try to get involved in your stories, and then they're also willing to try to spawn their own. And not everybody is a creative individual. When it comes to making stories, some people enjoy being that support type character where they're just there to enhance other people's stories. Some people like being quest givers, so stuff along those lines. So don't be afraid to also step out of your comfort zone when it comes to that and enjoy what's happening in general. We really want this to be a fun experience for everybody.
Yeah, my honest thing is I don't even want a queue. I want like Pon said, I want quality over quantity. I want the best of the best. Um, back in 2.0, we had a lot of good role players. We've been down for a very long time. That there's a process of us having to rebuild. We don't have like people don't play GTA for 5 years. People don't play GTA for 3 years. People come and go. They move on to new things. They get jobs. Now we have to. Now we're back. We need to make sure that we can essentially restart over and find the right ones.
So Poro, something with that is we're establishing the DOJ, and then some of the stuff that I was talking about with seasons and things along those lines. Obviously, having a mayor for the city is definitely really great. Having other positions like that also really awesome. So again, those are things that we're going to be focusing on. Right now, the main thing is getting the server launched, and then things like, for an example, dispatch for PD. Other things to do for DOC, other things to do for crime, things that are more elaborate. We're looking at the future as something that we will do as a whole, right? But now, like for the time frame, we just have to focus on the main parts. But yes, definitely going to have mayors and stuff along those lines. We want to make sure that there's stuff for civilians all the way around because we don't want it to just be something of like PD versus crim. Civs are a huge part for a server, and how they actually function. You need people that are willing to work at restaurants. You need people that are willing to host or do businesses, do parties, do all of those things, the social RP aspect to it as well, to give you a break from all the crime and everything. So, again, it's all stuff that's going to be an intricate part. Again, it will take time. And just like he said with the quality of role players, having that as a whole and having that foundation will only make things easier as we go along because we will have so many people that are that quality.
We do have gang advisors, Lysol. I don't know if any of them are here. But I do believe the limit is, last I heard, I think it was 20. But we are, again, flexible with pretty much anything, so.
Alrighty. Well, we wanted to keep this around 30 minutes. Is there any final questions for the time being right now that we go into the final 5 minutes? Anything that's like focused on the now more so than the future? Because I plan on doing a community meeting once, if not twice, a month to focus on making sure that we're really on the pulse of the community and what you guys are wanting. Zai, we're gonna have the DOJ stuff. There, people are gonna be reached out to within the next 24 hours. Is something that Dan was talking about. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And if not, then personally message me tomorrow, if or like probably I would say Tuesday morning, if you can. I'm just a DM away, and I'll personally ask Dan myself for you. Okay. Is DOC still the process of become PD? Trying to do PD for my character? Yes, but also something that we're going to be working on, like I said, is dispatch. So there's going to be more than a couple of ways, depending on the load of people for what PD needs. Dan's talked about a couple other things. So again, for the time being, definitely focus on DOC. And you never know what could really happen, but yeah, it's definitely the case. Jack, do you want to answer Poro's last question?
Sorry, let me, pull it up real quick. Poro.
Yeah, talking about people that are admins being like in PD high spots and stuff like that. Well, I'm not an admin.
Admins will be in like high PD spots. I mean, obviously, most admins that they're usually ones that play, that they play for the longest amount of time, so it makes sense. We don't plan on having, thinking now, but I don't plan on having any admins or management in gangs. Uh, I think that's how we've always been, but I think we had a little slip up there in the last like soft launch, so we don't want to any admins in gangs, so that's one thing.
All right. Since it's mainly just chatter now happening, let's get Dub to ask the question about businesses for like PDM. Remedy, you want to answer that real quick?
Yes. So I believe the PDM owner is EU, actually. So we'll probably be looking for NA eventually. But yeah, we do plan on making things both friendly for NA and EU as much as we can. Obviously, things happen, but that's definitely one of our priorities for sure.
All right, bet. Also, Nikabaka, hello. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, my character is the leader of a MC. I'm not gonna have any special privileges. I'm literally just here to make sure the community meetings happen. I've been doing RP for 10 years, and hopefully that's not an issue. If it is, then I will find somebody else to, I guess, become the president of the club or something along those lines. But definitely not somebody that is gonna act a certain type of way. I don't know if that's happened in the past, but I'd hope that admins are held to a higher standard and are definitely removed if they're silly like that. It's Lucky's lucky day, true. Who knows? I don't think it will be an issue. Because like I do play Cop and Crim, but I don't care about like I don't plan on having any kind of perms or anything like that in the server. So that works out because I've told people I don't want to deal any sort of punishment. I'm just here for the community to make sure that there's transparency. So I think it's fine. Hopefully. But yeah. So guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Again, Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST. And if you have any ideas or anything like that that you would like to talk about or suggestions, whether it be the seasons and the actual global narrative of the server to just ideas for the server as well, you can reach out to myself, Dan Foster. I let's not bother Rap Talks because the man slaves away for 16 hours a day. So we're always a DM away. That's the case for the admins in general. Staff has been nothing but kind. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a happy Memorial Day tomorrow. Eat and be merry. And yeah, we'll catch you guys around. All right.